Good morning, dear students. I am going to take the GK page 31. Till page 30 you had for your exams. Now page 31. Scientific instruments. Scientific instruments are a part of laboratory equipments but are considered more sophisticated. Sophisticated means complicated and more specialized than other measuring instruments as scales, meter sticks, chronometers, thermometers, or even power or waveform generators. So fill up the blanks with the suitable answers. Take help from the clues. Answers are given at the back. Please write the correct spelling of the answers in your book, page 31. An instrument that measures body temperature is called thermometer. So I may ask, thermometer is used for dash. So you should know both the ways. An instrument that measures air pressure is called barometer, or barometer measures dash, I may ask. So it measures air pressure. An optical instrument that measures properties of light is called, optical means vision. Okay, it is related to vision. So optical instrument that measures properties of light is called spectrometer. An instrument that measures the amount of rainfall is rain gauge. A scale that measures the velocity of wind is called Beaufort scale. A logarithmic scale that measures the magnitude of an earthquake is called seismograph. The magnitude of earthquake. The instrument that measures and records the earthquake is called Richter scale. The instrument that produces enlarged images of small objects is called microscope. Microscope enlarges the object and shows us. Then the next lesson is about planets. Dash is the hottest star. Sun is the hottest star. Dash orbits 1.79 billion miles from the Sun, that is Uranus. Dash, a dwarf planet. I may ask, Pluto is known as Dash, so you should know it is a dwarf planet. It's cold and dark. Its diameter is only about 1/3 that of the Earth, so that is Pluto. Dash is yellowish overall and has atmospheric bands across the face. That is Saturn. Dash is the planet closest to the Earth and it is considered as its twin. Okay, twin to the Earth. That is Venus. Dash is the largest planet. Jupiter. It has a volume that would engulf 1,347 Earths. That much big it is. Take 1.88 years to orbit the Sun. So its seasons are about twice as long as those of the Earth, that is Mars. Okay, it takes longer time to orbit the Sun. Dash is the planet nearest to the Sun. It is also the smallest and the fastest. So it is Mercury. Okay, so I may ask only the smallest and the fastest planet. So you may have to write Mercury. Alright. Now the quiz related to technology. In the abbreviations MMS, MM stands for dash, multimedia messaging. Programs are created to work on specific operating system. Which of these 5 OS is produced by IBM? IBM produced OS 2. Which of these terms describes someone who likes to show up and wreak havoc on internet forums and news groups? Trolls. It is a familiar word now. Which two numbers together form the binary language used in computers, that is 0 and 1? MPG extension offers usually to animation or movie file. MPG files are animation or movie file. Name the word processor which came first, that is word star. What was the first affordable desktop computer designed specifically for personal use called Altair 8800? That is B is the answer. The invention of the transistor or semiconductor was one of the most important developments leading to the personal computer revolution. Which company invented the transistor in 1947? That is Bell Laboratories. India's first indigenously designed supercomputer is Param C. Computer systems Apple II and CPM were not PC compatible until IBM introduced the first personal computer in 12 August of which year? It has come in 1981. Now we have the lesson on nuclear science. Many nuclei decay not only by emitting X-rays but also by giving off beta particles, that is electrons or their positively charged partners, positions, or alpha particles, that they are cluster of 2 protons and 2 neutrons, or by splitting up into 2 large sections. This splitting up is called nuclear fission. Now, I may ask, what is beta particles? Beta particles are electrons or their positively charged partners. I may also ask, what is alpha particles? They are cluster of 2 protons or 2 neutrons. In 1905, Albert Einstein published his theory of relativity, from which he derived his famous equation E is equal to mc square. That is theory of relativity. The number of protons in a nucleus is the same as the number of electrons surrounding it, thus making the atom electrically neutral. So, the number of protons in a nucleus is the same as the number of electrons surrounding it, thus making it to be electrically neutral. At the center of each atom is a tiny core called the nucleus, that you know already, which is surrounded by a cloud of electrons or electricity charged particles that move in the outer regions of the atom. A pioneer in nuclear physics, Ernest Rutherford, discovered radioactivity and proved that the positive electric charge in every atom is concentrated in a nucleus at the heart of the atom. The mass of nucleus is slightly lesser than the sum of its constituent neutron and proton masses. This so-called mass defect is known as the binding energy. The defect, that is the lesser in amount, is a defect and it is known as the binding energy. Nuclei reveal their nature by emitting particles. This process of nuclear decay is called radioactivity. A unit constructed to enclose all the equipment and material necessity to produce and control the process of nuclear fission is called a nuclear reactor. Now, more to know at the end of the page. A nuclear reactor is a device to initiate and control a sustained nuclear chain reaction. In order to control or initiate a nuclear chain reaction, that is nuclear reactor, it is a device. Nuclear reactors are used at nuclear power plants. They initiate or control the nuclear chain reaction for generating electricity and in propulsion of ships. Even for that, propulsion means starting of a ship. So, dear students, if you have copies, write them in the copies and learn them, or you can write them in the book itself where space is given to you and write them with proper spellings and learn them.